but you have to pay to be on there. And of course, I didn't have anybody
I
buying it.
don't know if that works.
So we'll see. Copy stream link. Link copied. Okay, I've copied it. And so let me see. How about if I come up with another thing here while she's shuffling around?
It worked when I sent it
used to go
to Donny.
I used to, when I was in the Coast Guard, you know, the last duty station I was at was in Miami, and we would. I was on a ship that was 110 feet long, called the 110, which was the poem that I did last week.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Now this, we're gonna bring our friend in here.
All right, we're gonna put him in.
There he is.
Hey, there I am. Wow.
Darn.
That big old head sure takes up a lot of screen, doesn't it? Wow.
This is our friend Mike, BonedaddyToo. His wife is Tam. Now we wanted to bring him on because we wanted to let you all know we're trying to help him almost where he's got the subscribers, but he's almost to the hours for monetized. So we wanted to just shout him out and introduce you all to him so that if you're interested, you can go over and watch some of his videos, watch his live streams. He's from Georgia and he does a lot of very interesting videos. So go ahead and tell us what you have on your channel, Mike.
Well, thanks, y'all. Thank you very much for doing this. It's so sweet and kind of you to do this, to offer this chance. That's wonderful. Our channel is really just a vlog of our lives. During the week, I work, and Tammy takes care of the rest of our lives. She's the CEO of our home and takes care of everything for us. So when the weekend comes around, we like to get out and roam around North Georgia. And there's a lot of interesting things to see and do in the area. Certainly a lot of really good places to eat. And we hit a lot of those places on the weekend, and we were doing it before YouTube. So we figured, well, we're doing all this stuff that we think is kind of interesting. Why don't we just take people along with us? And that's what we've been doing now for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April.
Yeah, and he's gone to like an airport restaurant, you know, and then ate outside and showed you the view. Almost froze his wife.
we generally don't take video when we go to the regular restaurants that that we have videoed at Cracker Barrel, at Texas Roadhouse, and some of the ones that are everywhere. But we try to go when we're going to shoot a video. We try to make sure it's somewhere that's at least interesting, some kind of food that maybe not everyone has near them in whatever town that they live in. We do a lot of continental foods and international foods. We eat a lot of international foods as well on the channel. Just trying to, we don't review the foods. We don't review the restaurants. We're just trying to take people along for the experience that we have when we eat in those restaurants and leave it up to them whether or not they want to go back.
How about historical sites?
Oh, yeah. Well, Georgia, excuse me, one of the 13 original colonies. So there's certainly a lot of historical sites around here. We have a whole playlist, in fact, about Dahlonega, Georgia, which used to be a gold rush boomtown. Arguably, it may have been the first boomtown for a gold rush in the United States back in 1823. I believe it was. They found gold on the Chestatee River. So we've covered that whole city. We've covered the whole aspect of the gold rush up there, and a lot of other historical sites from Atlanta north all the way toward the mountains as well.
In Helen, Georgia. You go to Helen, Georgia quite a bit?
We do. Well, Helen is like a... many times, and it's a nice road in between. Yeah, Helen is I've referred to it, we live stream from there one time when you can get a signal. It's kind of a scaled down in its way version of Gatlinburg. It's a pass through the mountains. Both Gatlinburg and Helen exist in passes through a mountain range. It's hard sometimes to get a data signal on your phone in both of these places, but they're tourist towns, and Helen is a scaled down version. Not as many go-kart tracks, not as many miniature golf courses, not as many museums, but they have all those things, just scaled down a great deal. It's close enough to us that when we want to get away from our regular life for a day on Saturday, we can just drive over to Helen and hang out there, and it's so much different than what we see the rest of the week, which is not bad. We live in a pretty nice place.
Yeah.
All right.
And I've been watching some of your videos where you go like to thrift stores or treasure hunts or something like that. And there were like even
What'd you find?
We love all that kind of stuff. Tammy and I really love antique stores. There's a lot of antique stores in North Georgia. There's probably everywhere in the United States, but I haven't heard of many places where charter tour buses bring people who like antique stores and thrift stores and take them around on a weekend, put them up in hotels and take them around on a tour. And that happens up around where we live. There's so many antique stores, so many thrift stores, and we love to visit them. It's a treasure hunt. When you go to these places every time, and we really enjoy. And we're at that age, we're at the age where going treasure hunting at a antique or thrift store sounds like an adventure to us. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're at the age where the antiques are what we played with as a child. We call these tour buses antiques, CD antiques.
Hey, hello, Connie Locke and Spaceman Dudley. Thanks for coming in. Kentucky girl. When you went to some of those stores and you showed some of those things that were in those thrift stores or antique stores, I mean, I've never seen some of those things in any antique store because I like to go to antique stores too. So, I mean, it was like a treasure trove of all kinds of unique things that you found there in North Georgia.
Oh yeah, I think the definition sometimes of antique at some of these places is stretched a little bit, and some of the things there might not necessarily meet the textbook definition of antique, but
Like
there's certainly a lot of secondhand treasures in those places.
Yeah, so like it's almost like some of those could have been called like an oddity store or something with all the different kinds of things they had in there,
Yeah, oddities are, believe it or not, for a southern area, oddities are a very big thing around here, and more in the antique stores. The pickers and the proprietors are paying attention to some of the more offbeat items because there's a market for it, and pickers around here that specialize in those kind of off the wall odd things, they generally make a pretty good living around here selling that stuff. So you can find some unusual items down here in Georgia. And there's, just like I said, there's a lot of antique stores, a lot of thrift stores, enough that tours take people there. So you can find a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they have when we went up to Uber Gatlinburg, remember, and did the video with the German food. They have a lot of that. They have German community over there. Is that in Helen or is that in your town?
Well, Helen basically was a logging town back in the early part of the 20th century, and regulation about how you could log in North Georgia. There was more of a consciousness about preserving the environment and making sure there were plenty of green areas, plenty of forested areas. So when they cut back on the logging in or near the Chattahoochee Forest, Helen, but they were at a loss. That's what they existed for. So someone had the brilliant idea that maybe if we redecorate our entire town, the outside of all the buildings, make it look like a small town in the Alps or in Bavaria in Germany. And that's what it looks like. It's kind of a Helen, I would say it's kind of a Disney version of Germany. A lot of the people that work there and live there and had a hand in making the city what it is are people who were stationed in Germany as GIs or in some form, and have come back over here and taken their love for Germany and put it into Helen. So yeah, if you like German food, it would be hard for me to imagine anywhere outside of Germany where you can probably have as fine a German meal as Helen. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Because I have German ancestry, so I was raised on some of the German food, you know, a little bit, yeah, a little bit of German food. Yeah.
Oh, it'll stick to your ribs.
Sauerkraut. Yeah. And then he's got a really good video that he did where he went out fishing. Was that magnet fishing you were doing?
It's magnet fishing. In fact, if you want to see people who really know how to do it good, what is it? And they're good friends of mine. And now that I'm on here being interviewed now, I completely happy. I think it's Happy Place Camping. Happy Place Camping.
Oh yeah, I watched them. Yeah.
They are in fact. They just recently bought a magnet that is so big it's scary. It will lift thousands of pounds. Imagine getting your hand caught between a magnet that will attract thousands of pounds and something metal. So it's scary, but they're really good. But we do. I go out and do it. It's relaxing. You don't need a license to magnet fish. You can just go out there anywhere, and it's interesting. Last time, the video that I put out, the ambient video, I didn't show. What I brought out
what
the lake. Yeah, I didn't want anybody to have to think about anything while they're watching that video, just letting it play. But I pulled out, I got a USB cable that you charge an Android phone with. I pulled it out of the lake, more fishing lures. I've populated my tackle box pretty well with fishing lures that somebody else has lost in the lake at one time or another. But yeah, nails and scraps. It's an interesting way to clean up the lake. And every once in a while, some folks out there hit pay dirt and they bring up, jet skis, mopeds, satellite dishes, things. We haven't been that fortunate yet, but it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. It's relaxing and it's relatively inexpensive to get into as well.
Yeah. Now the video for anybody that's interested, his video is maybe just slightly over an hour, right? But or something around there. But it is just ambient music. There's no talking through it at all. So it's something you can just put on in the background, and then he's fishing, which the camera is a little bit away from him, and then you see the lake, and then he shows scenes where it just shows the water, and it shows up like fishermen getting in a boat and going out and stuff. So it's just a very peaceful background video that you could put on and play and help him to get his hours in, because he's almost there.
Sure, I appreciate that. We're gonna we're putting out more content. We usually only upload on Tuesdays and Fridays, but I put out we live streamed yesterday, put out another video today. There'll be another one coming out Wednesday, another one coming out Friday. So I'm going to try to put effort into it. I'm not just going to ask folks to help. I'm going to try to work for it. So that's what we're doing. We're increasing our output, stepping it up a little bit for the next couple of months anyway.
I have my two last questions are, number one, when are the peaches going to be right? When can we expect that? And the second one is, how did you get the name for your
Bone Daddy? That was
okay. The peaches. Okay, the first thing you have to realize, even though peaches, Georgia is the peach state, we actually don't produce as many peaches as many other states. That there was a time when we did, but now there's not as many peaches. But the peaches that we do produce, usually starting somewhere around August on through, is when they'll start ripening up, and you'll start getting the best of all varieties. We do have a great variety of them here as well. If you're interested in peanuts, now Georgia, that's something we do a whole lot of. The peanuts are right here. We have them all the time. And,
the farmer, the family farmer.
Yeah, I used to do impersonation of Jimmy Carter. All you have to do is eye contact. Eye contact, and don't forget. And they have to say the word peanuts just right. Peanuts with your lips right up to the front of your teeth. Peanuts. You know.
I think he still lives down there, right in the heart of peanut country here in Georgia. He loves it. But the name Bone Daddy, the reason where it came from is it's really very simple. I've told this story many times before. When you have a name like that for your channel, you find yourself explaining that name quite often. Yes, but once you're into a name of a channel and you've been there for a while, it's really hard to backpedal out of it and have another name. But I'm kind of attached to it. It comes from Disney. It comes from a movie called The Nightmare Before Christmas, which was an animated feature. Toward the beginning of the movie, the main character, Jack, is walking past someone, and they tell him, "Nice work, Bone Daddy," about Halloween night. He had done a good job at staging Halloween that year, and they said, "Nice work, Bone Daddy," because he's a skeleton. Jack Skellington is a skeleton, and they called him Bone Daddy. And for some reason, my wife, Tammy, latched on to that and thought it was cool. Bone Daddy, So I became to her Bone Daddy. For the next 10 years of my life, it wasn't Mike. It wasn't Big Daddy or whatever. It was Bone Daddy, straight from that movie. It became so easy when you would need to choose a login for something on the internet. Well, I'm already being called Bone Daddy all the time. Why don't I use that? If you're creating an email address, I'm already being called that all the time. Why not use that? So it just became a big part of everything that I had signed up for on the internet. Anytime I would have a login, it was Bone Daddy. So it was just natural when it came to picking a channel name. Well, that's what I've been called on the internet now since the late 90s. Since the late 90s, when people had computers in their houses. Yeah, I would have backed away from that for sure in the early days. But yeah, that's it.
All right. And then, okay, I don't know if you saw, but right before you came on, he tasted a little bit of hot sauce that we got from our friend Journey Along with Shannon, and then
Mule Kick.
It was called Mule Kick, and it had like
he looks fine.
4 out of 5 peppers. Yeah, he didn't even take anything after it because he does now and then.
He does peppers.
Like hot sauce. But so Mike Bone Daddy is not into hot things at all. But
they scare me.
He is going to, on his live streams, he's going to start trying some hot things to entertain you. So you can go ahead and tell him what you bought, and you're going to start trying it.
I bought a kit from a jerky shop that is supposed to be a taste test kit for trying hot things. The first weekend, and I'm not asking, again, we're going to work for this, trying to get people to watch, so our live streams are going to feature me eating some stuff. I am absolutely, now the first round to kind of warm up, it's going to be some jalapeno sauces and some habanero sauces. And a candy bar, a Tabasco chocolate bar. So this coming Sunday, I'm going to try the Tabasco chocolate bar and some habanero sauces and some jalapeno sauces. Keep in mind, buffalo sauce, that's as far as I usually go in my life as far as heat. Right. And even then, I've got that glass of water close by all the time. So I'm going to start off with that. The next week, we're going to graduate probably to ghost pepper jerky, and then I have I'm going to look this up to figure out which one of these two is the stronger. But there's ghost point in doing ghost pepper. Well, I have also Carolina Reaper jerky, and I'm not sure which one of those is the hotter of the two. But one I'm going to work my way up the lower end, the habanero and the jalapeno. And then I'm going to go on up to the whichever is the next hottest, the ghost pepper or the Carolina Reaper. Right. And then finally at the end, I'm going to try. I'm not used to this. Tammy has explicit instructions: do not take that camera off of me if I get sick. I will sweat. If you've seen any of my videos, I sweat anyway. I will sweat profusely. I'll probably be all runny. It will probably be awkward. And there is a possibility that I'll panic if it gets to be too much. But I promise you, the camera will stay on and it will not come off of me that entire. Whatever I do, however embarrassing, however humiliating, the camera will stay on through the entire thing. For your entertainment, folks.
The thing is after you eat all those peppers, you might as well light a candle at both ends.
Yeah, I know.
You'll be burning at both ends.
Oh, I know. I'm mentally preparing myself for what's coming. I've been told various things. Eat cucumbers. I've heard eat cucumbers. I've heard eat a peanut butter sandwich ahead of time. I've heard several things. I've heard just a piece of bread ahead of time might help that part of it where it's going down and mixing in the stomach there. But really, I think if I can deal with the pain the next day, it won't be happy, but I can deal with it. But that initial pain when your mouth just lights up is going to be something I've never experienced in my life.
The human stomach already is used to having a lot of acid in it. So
right.
If you just get it down there, you'll be okay.
Yeah. Getting it down there is going to be the problem. Yeah.
It's kind of sensitive. The beginning and the end of the canal are both real sensitive.
You might want to buy some activated charcoal so that when you're done, you can take
a couple capsules.
Take a couple or a few of those.
Yeah, that would help.
That's what they use. That's what they use in the hospitals to so that you don't hurt your So like even if you absorbed poison or whatever,
you can buy that. You can buy that in capsule form in a store.
Yeah, anybody.
Yes, activated charcoal, like in the anywhere in the pharmacy section. Mm-hmm. It's totally safe. You can give it to dogs if dogs are sick. And I took it when I had food poisoning. I took it when I had food poisoning, and I was vomiting for hours before I took it. And then after I took it, I was able to go to church that night.
Oh wow, that quickly? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll have it around. When you first said charcoal, I thought you were going to say, "Well, I could end up lighting the grill with fire coming out of me," but not that kind of charcoal. Tammy, get the lighter. I'm going to light the grill.
No, anytime you feel sick to your stomach.
Anytime.
Yeah, you feel sick to your stomach.
Everybody to get some charcoal.
Yeah, and
that is a great tip.
Yeah, I deal with a few food allergies sometimes, and I'll feel sick to my stomach sometimes if I eat something because it might have something in it that didn't agree with me. And if I take one or two of those activated charcoals, it works.
I'm going to definitely get some of those to have in the house because at a certain point in life, you can't just eat anything. I can't anyway. I've reached when I was younger, I could just bring it on, but now I can't, and I have to think about the consequences. Thank you for that activated charcoal in capsule form. Wow.
You can save a dog's life that way too.
Oh, really?
If they ate something, yes, because we had. When we were in Florida, they had cane marine toads, and they were toxic. If a dog even puts their mouth on it, they have a secretion that is toxic on their back.
Guess what the vet charged $300 to do?
Give them charcoal.
Wow.
Give them charcoal.
$300. I'm hoping it's cheaper at Walmart. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could put it, you could open it up, put it in if a dog wouldn't take a pill, you could actually open it up, put it in a syringe, and then a little liquid or something, and then just put it in there.
Put it down their throat, shoot it down the back of the throat.
And save their life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, that's good to know.
People remember when you think a dog's having a problem, and you touch their mouth, and their mouth is slippery and slimy, charcoal right then, because that slippery and slimy means that they're giving off fluids, trying to get rid of some kind of poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad. This is great. This has been really probably for this entire day. This has been one of the most valuable pieces of input because we love our dogs here at this house.
Yeah.
We were Schnauzer breeders for 10 years, and we really learned a lot, especially how to say save money, how to save a dog's life.
Yeah.
And with lots of good advice. So.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a double treat, guys! I need to get off here. I had just shot a video before I came on with you. That's why I was late getting in your live stream. Tammy and I just wrapped up when we're trying to crank out videos over the next few days. So now I got to go edit that thing so we can have some more up there. But thank y'all so much. Thank you, Donny. I appreciate it, man.
We have your link in the chat, and we'll put it underneath the description as well, so that anyone's watching this later, they could just click on and they can come over to your channel and give you some views. Subscribe.
Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Donny. I appreciate it. This has just been wonderful. I love this. This is the closest I'll ever be to going on the Tonight Show. So thank you very much for having me on here with you guys tonight. So thank y'all very much, folks. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Well, that was sweet. Wasn't that sweet? Okay, there's our little Valentine's thing. And I just wanted to say a few people that came into the chat.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
It was the NDT show, Big Joe and Malia's World. Virginia. Let's see, Newman Outdoors. So, and thank you, Shannon, for sharing his link. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, fun.
So, let's see, we're about 8 o'clock. Somebody else will be going live here in a little bit. And I think we opened up all of our gifts in our mail.
Yeah.
And our friend, Tony 5000, this is his condo, and he'll be coming in here, and we'll be fellowshipping here in a little while. And we thank you all for joining us. We hope you had a good time, and please check out our friend BonedaddyToo.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, and if you wouldn't mind on this live stream, please hit the like button. It helps YouTube to share our channel out. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We share a lot of things around the Smoky Mountains, and we go live on Monday nights now at 7 Eastern. So thank you to the moderators and everybody who came in the chat. We appreciate you very, very much.
Well, I just want to say I'm going to go antiquing in North Georgia.
Yeah, don't forget, share some love. There we go. Share some love.
Valentine.
We hit that like button, and check out BonedaddyToo. Thank you. Okay.